Being selfish has a bad reputation. It's been demonized by cultures, religions, and societal expectations as something evil. But that's not the whole truth. There is a difference between selfishness that harms others and selfishness that heals yourself. And the former is toxic, but the latter is transformational. If there's one thing I've come to realize is that selfish people always win. Why? Because they know what they want and they go get it. You've been told your entire life to be kind, to be good, to be humble, but somewhere along the way, good turned into spineless, kind turned into people pleasing, and humble turned into self erasure. And who benefited from that? Certainly not you. So, this video is not for those who are satisfied with being overlooked, it's for those who are tired of being drained, underappreciated, and undervalued. It's for the ones who are always there for everyone, but have no one when they fall. It's for the givers, the peacemakers, the fixers, who are now ready to reclaim what they lost themselves. The truth is, selfish people are always the one who win. Not because they hurt others, but because they dare to put themselves first in a world that punishes self prioritization. They succeed because they are not afraid to say no. They rest without guilt. They don't betray themselves for validation. They don't overstay in places they've outgrown. So this video will challenge you. It will confront your people pleasing tendencies, your matter complex, your need to be liked, and your fear of taking up space. But it will also free you. It will show you why reclaiming your selfishness is not only empowering, but it's essential. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to stop abandoning yourself for others. Because when you choose you, you start to win. Let's start with the programming that keeps you small. See, from a young age, you are taught to obey, to be quiet when adults speak, to not talk back, to share even when you didn't want to hug relatives you didn't feel safe around. You were rewarded for being compliant, not authentic. And this is where it begins. The conditioning, the slow dismantling of your sense of self, and it doesn't stop in childhood. Religion, if misunderstood, reinforces the idea that your goodness is measured by how much you sacrifice yourself, and culture builds on that by tying your worth to how well you serve others, especially if you're a woman. Society uploads your ability to show up for everyone but yourself. So you learn to betray your needs to earn love. You say yes when you mean no, you stay silent when you want to scream, you smile when your soul is tired, and it becomes second nature. This programming runs deep, and you start to believe your role is to fix others, that your presence is only valued if it benefits someone else, that taking care of yourself is selfish. So you shrink, you stay in toxic relationships, dead end jobs, and unfulfilling friendships. You wear your self neglect like a badge of honor. But this is the lie that keeps you small until you wake up and realize you are never meant to be everyone's savior. You are meant to be free. Now, let's talk about the traits of the selfish winners. What do the so called selfish winners do differently? I'm going to tell you. They have radical clarity. They know what they want and they pursue it without apology. They don't waste time doubting whether they are worthy. They decide they are, and that's enough. They set unapologetic boundaries. They don't explain or justify their no. They understand that no is a full sentence. They protect their peace like it's gold because it is. They choose themselves over and over again, not out of arrogance, but out of deep self respect. They know their energy is sacred. They are not afraid to walk away from anyone or anything that threatens their inner peace. And they invest in themselves: courses, therapy, rest, vacations, books, gym memberships. They don't see these things as luxuries, they see them as necessities. They prioritize their growth. And I feel like they own their power, they don't dim their light to make others comfortable. They show up fully, knowing their worth is not up for debate. And here's the thing: the world respects that. When you own who you are, people either raise to meet you or fall out of your life. Either way, you win. Now, let's be honest. You're not losing because you're not good enough. You're losing because you're too available. You've been showing up for people who wouldn't even cross the street for you. You're always available emotionally, mentally, physically, and they take you for granted because availability kills mystery. It kills value. It sends a message: I don't value myself enough to filter who gets my energy. But people respect those who respect themselves. And when you are always there, always reachable, always on call, it says the opposite. Say being selfish doesn't mean you become cold or unkind. It means you become intentional. You start asking, does this serve me? Does this nourish me? Do I feel safe, seen, and supported here? And being busy saving everyone else is a trap. You end up empty, and guess what? No one claps for you at the end of it. The moment you stop overgiving, everything shifts. You reclaim time, you reclaim peace, and you reclaim power. And that's when the winning begins. There comes a point where you snap, where the exhaustion outweighs the guilt, where the frustration of being used, ignored, or undervalued becomes unbearable. And that's your awakening. You realize life doesn't belong to your parents' expectations or your partner's moods or your boss's demands. It belongs to you. And suddenly, being selfish doesn't feel wrong anymore. It feels right. It feels like medicine. You stop answering calls that drain you. You decline invites that don't excite you. You stop explaining your choices. You delete, block, and follow. You rest without guilt. You say yes to only what aligns, and you feel alive again. This is your selfish era, and it's sacred because it's the first time you're choosing you. People will say you've changed, that you're not the same, that you're distant. Good. But when you choose you, everything changes. You're not who you used to be. You're no longer starving for crumbs. You're not begging for love. You're not tolerating disrespect. Let me tell you, choosing yourself is magnetic. The energy shift is undeniable. You start attracting people who respect your boundaries, honor your time, and pour back into you. You begin to glow differently. You become less reactive, less desperate, but more selective and more peaceful. And suddenly, opportunities appear, doors open, love finds you, money flows, not because the world changed, but because you did. And that right there is the power of choosing you. Now, let me share with you some practical ways to be selfish without guilt every day. Say no without guilt. No explanation, no overthinking. Guard your mornings. Start your day for you, not for your phone. Cancel things that don't feel right because you don't owe anyone your discomfort. Take yourself on solo dates. You are your own best company. Take yourself out, buy yourself coffee, talk to yourself, think, unfollow anyone who drains you. Curate your energy, unfollow them. So influencers, anyone like celebrities who you feel like every time you see their post, they drain you, block them and follow them. Choose rest over hustle. Rest is productive. They tell us to always like be stay consistent, like work hard, but like sometimes you need to rest. You're a human being, you're not a robot. You need to rest, okay? Your mind needs rest, your body needs rest, and that's how you be productive. If you get enough rest when you wake up, or like after like you get, rest is not always about sleeping, but like after you rest, you come back when you're energetic. Therapy, coaching, journaling. Oh my god, therapy. Heal. Don't suppress, guys. Heal yourselves, okay? Say yes to what expands you. If it's not a full yes, it's a no. Make time for your dreams, they matter. And lastly, affirm, I am allowed to take space. I am worthy of, I am beautiful. I attract. I do, like, try to tell yourself good things. Like, who's gonna tell them to you if you're not telling them to yourself? It all begins with you saying, I am this. And then, you're attracting that to you. I am confident. Confidence will come because you're now like climbing it, because you are. But when you say, I don't think I can do this, oh my God, this is hard for me, it will be hard for you. See, you are not born to abandon yourself. You are born to live. You're born to thrive. You're born to shine, to make noise, to laugh like when you're really happy, laugh out loud. What is it? Like, oh, women don't laugh like that, or like they don't laugh. You are born to take up space. You are born to set fire to rooms with your presence. So stop waiting for permissions, stop apologizing for wanting more, stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Be selfish enough to walk away. Be selfish enough to rest. Be selfish enough to speak your truth, and be selfish enough to bet on yourself. Be selfish enough to win. Because here's the truth, selfish people always win. Not because they are cruel, but because they choose themselves. And now it's your turn to choose yourself. Thank you so much for making it to the end. See you in my next video. Love you.